Hello and welcome to HadoopExam Learning Resources. In today's session, we are going to discuss about Cloudera new certification offering CDP-0011, that is known as Generalist certification. So let's jump into this and try to understand more. So as you remember, or you may be knowing, like Cloudera have been offering certification for big data world since many years. There were many certification, and since then HadoopExam was also helping many candidates to prepare this certification exam and to clear the same. So previously there was this 4 certification: CCA 175 Hadoop and Spark Developer, CCA 159 Cloudera Hadoop Big Data Analytics, CCA 131 Cloudera Hadoop Administration Certification, and CCP 575 Cloudera Data Engineer. So as name suggests, 175 is for developer, 159 was for analytics, and 131 was for administrator, and then 575 was data engineer. These all certification were very specific to one component, that is called Hadoop, or developer if you consider Spark as well. But after the merging, since Hortonworks and Cloudera merged, they came up with the new platform which is called Cloudera Data Platform CDP, which is a combination of the best offering from Hortonworks as well as best offering from Cloudera. They combined it and plus some additional tools they have developed and come up with a new platform, that is CDP platform, which works in a data centers as well as in a public cloud like AWS, Google Cloud and Azure as well, correct? However, this new certification, CDP certifications, is created because Cloudera is not very specific to Hadoop or Spark anymore, correct? They have combination of 50 plus software and come up with one platform which solves various problems in your local data center as well as a public cloud. Hence, they have to revise their certification offering as well. And recently they came up with this certification CDP-0011 CDP Generalist certification. What does that mean? This certification is very general certification to understand the CDP platform. We'll discuss in more detail about this certification. Next certification they already make it available is CDP Administrator Private Cloud Base. Private cloud base, you can understand, is a local data center and not public cloud, which is AWS, Azure or Google Cloud. And they are going to come up with the CDP Certified Data Developer, CDP Certified Data Analyst certification. Those offerings are not yet available, and there is no date defined by Cloudera. So as soon as it comes up, we will have a session on that as well. So for this session, we have focus on CDP-0011. So let's go in detail further. So CDP-0011 certifications audience. So if you see, like name suggests, it's a generalist certification. It is about general knowledge of the CDP platform, Cloudera Data Platform. And so it is not designated to any specific role. And if you are a developer, administrator, data analyst or data engineer, data scientist or system architect, you should go for this certification before even go for role specific certification, because that would clarify like what exactly CDP is offering, correct? And it's a huge platform, and having expertise on CDP will bring you on edge over any big data developer in industry. So this is a very good and like heavily used in the industry, this platform, in the public cloud as well as a local data center, because no public cloud can give you this all services, even they are public cloud, correct, on a single platform. So that is where CDP becomes very good platform, and that is being used in Fortune 100 companies. Reason being, they're offering their quality services, their monitoring, configuration at one place, everything. Like one person can monitor entire system by looking at one console. So that is very good offering they come up. So we'll discuss more about as we discuss about the components, correct? So whether you are experienced professional or just starting career in this world, then you should go for this certification, because understanding of CDP is very important. So that is where they come up with the certification. So I would say this is relatively simpler exam to clear, and give you the edge compared to any other big data developer. Now let's move here. Basic criteria for CDP certification. What you need to know, like in general, if you see, like they have come up with this broad topic, main component of CDP architecture. You need to understand what is the all components are in CDP, like main components. There are many components, but you need to know main components. They have listed down which components you need to learn. So in next slide we will cover that. Security features of CDP public cloud and CDP private cloud base. So that is one of the main factor they have introduced in CDP platform. Even CDH was there previously, security was there, because without security there is no use of any data platform. So security is very critical whether you use in a public cloud or private cloud. So you should have a good understanding of the security, which include encryption, SSL, TLS, Kerberization. These all things you should be able to understand. Describe 5 analytics experience. What does that mean? Means I'll cover in next slide. Requirement to deploy CDP public cloud and major cloud infrastructure. If you need to deploy a CDP platform in a public cloud, then what are the basic requirement you need to know before deploying? Correct. So that is what it is here. Describe local system requirement to deploy CDP in a private cloud base. If you are deploying this CDP platform in a local data center, then you must know like what are the system requirement, what is the host requirement, what host configuration is required, kind of thing. However, it is not going to ask in very specific and in-depth question basically, because this is a generalist certification. You should have some idea. That should be enough. Describe the use and measure function of the Cloudera manager. That is one of the single pane using which you can monitor not only single cluster, like more than one cluster you can monitor, configure, manage. So that is where Cloudera manager is a very important tool. Workload XM, I think this should be XM, not MX. Then replication manager. So we'll discuss more about this each component as later. So the first point of syllabus is describe function of the main component of CDP architecture. This has 15 questions almost based on this, which covers 25% syllabus of this. So you should know what is HDFS, Hadoop distributed file system, correct, and its basic functionality. You don't need to understand API and in-depth designing of the database and tables, etc. Correct. Then Ozone is also storage layer. You need to understand how that works. Hive is a storage layer on HDFS. You need to understand basic of Hive, like internal table, external table, managed table, metadata, etc. Hue is a UI using which you can do various activity. This is web-based platform. Yarn is yet another resource negotiator. This is a framework which is a scheduling framework, you can say, for running your map reduce jobs and Hive queries, etc. Correct. So that is what all managed by Yarn. So you should know how Yarn works. Spark itself, Spark is a huge platform, correct. So you should know the basics of Spark, and HadoopExam has a in-depth training for Spark as well separately. So you can go on HadoopExam.com site and you can understand what is the Spark, how it's in-depth. Basically it has its own world, Spark. Then Impala is like, you can imagine Impala is very similar to Hive, but offering is very specific to Cloudera. They have developed this entire framework, Impala, and this is much faster than Hive. Then Uzi is a workflow engine. If in the big data world, if you wanted to create various activities and combine it together and create a one workflow, then Uzi you would be using. Kafka is a messaging engine, so fast message processing done in big data world using Kafka. NiFi is another workflow engine. HBase is a database in NoSQL database for Hadoop world. Phoenix and Kudu, correct. We'll discuss these topics later as we move. So this topic basically, you see, you need to have a basic introductory knowledge of this component. Not in-depth knowledge is required, and you would get 15 questions out of 60 questions in this from this section in real exam. so which covers 25% syllabus. Now moving to next is describe and compare security feature of CDP public cloud and private cloud. There would be 12 questions which covers 20% syllabus. So share data experience, you need to know what does it mean. Like by name it is very difficult to guess what exactly it is, correct? Share data experience, but it is more related to security, governance of the data, etc. Who can access, how data should be encrypted, etc. is done using the shared data experience. CDP public cloud integration with cloud SSO. Suppose you have an account on Amazon AWS, then how you can integrate your CDP platform with that SSO, correct? So same account can be used to manage CDP as well as your account. So that is, you should know. CDP private cloud integration with LDAP and Kerberos. So in your local data center, mostly Active Directories are used, so you should be knowing like how LDAP and Kerberos can be used to integrate that. CDP private cloud based HDFS transparent encryption. So you should know how data can be encrypted in HDFS while storing, because data is stored in HDFS, Hadoop distributed file system. CDP public cloud security features of cloud providers storage security, right? So cloud provider itself has their own security mechanism. So how CDP can use that security mechanism, like AWS have key management solution if you see for encryption data. So how can you use that? Again, like this topic you should know on overview perspective rather than in depth to clear this certification. Describe how CDP protects data on the OS file system. So Cloudera Navigator encrypt you need to use for that. Then SSL or TLS implementation, which is public key and private key implementation. So how can you use that? Like how you should use that, Sita, you should know. Kerberos authentication. So what is Kerberos and kind of thing. So HadoopExam have created very specific session about Kerberos, which you can find it on website, and you can learn about Kerberos in detail, correct? So that is what about Kerberos. Now moving to next. So this covers 12 questions and 20% syllabus. List and describe 5 analytic experience. Total questions would be 9, and which covers 15% syllabus. So you need to understand these are very role specific, like what you do and kind of thing, correct? So Cloudera data engineering, what data engineering functionalities basically, correct? How you can define a data engineering role, what component you should know from the CDP to become a data engineer. So that is what you need to understand. Then data warehouse for reporting and etc. Operational database, which is similar to like transactional data, you want to store it, how you can use big data platform. Cloudera machine learning, how can you use machine learning for implementation of various artificial intelligence and machine learning contents. You need to use Cloudera machine learning, how you can. And Cloudera data flow, that is very specific flow engine created by Cloudera. That is all. So you should know like this all what roles and behavior is there, and you should be able to answer 9 questions based on that, which covers the 15% of the syllabus. Next is a describe requirement to deploy CDP to public cloud on major cloud infrastructure provider. So as you know, like major cloud public cloud provider is AWS, Azure and Google Cloud Platform. All three are supported by CDP public cloud offering from Cloudera. So you should know basics about like what is needed if I need to deploy my CDP on AWS. What is the minimum things I need to know before deploying, correct? That is what you need to know. Azure, how do you implement deploy in Azure and GCP, etc. So basic things you should know, and you should be able to answer question on that. Next is like these are the specific topics, like describe local system requirement to deploy CDP in private cloud based. So if you want to deploy on local data center, what is the minimum requirement? So 6 questions would be based on this. Describe the use and major function of the Cloudera manager. 3 questions on this. Today itself we have added 21 questions on HadoopExam preparation material, so you can go over this. So this is an HadoopExam website. You can click on the Cloudera to know about the Cloudera certification. Once you click it, so these all certification which are available, which were like either expired as well included here, but you can click on the specific one, Cloudera CDP Generalist exam. So if you click on this, it will redirect you to new page, which you can see like 121 questions and answers are available for preparing for this certification exam as of now. You can launch this practice paper and sample paper. If you want to just see how the question looks like, you just click on this and it will launch a new paper, and which you can go over this and understand this, correct? So this is the way it is launched. You can just click on start and continue. So it would show you some questions, some FAQ first about the certification, and then this is the sample question which is open to everybody, so anybody can go to HadoopExam.com and access this question, correct? Now if you have a subscription from HadoopExam, then you can actually implement this practice paper 1. This can only be accessible for the people who has a basically permission on this, correct? So then only you can access this. So this would take little time to load because it do the validation and authentication whether you really have permission or not, correct? This we use the Google account here to validate whether you have permission or not, correct? Similarly, you can launch second question, correct? So now this video is for Databricks, but this we will replace with this, and this is the subscription. Like you can have this subscription, or if you want entire material to get from HadoopExam.com, just click on this link and this goes to home page, and home page there are various options available to get annual subscription, and in annual subscription what all included you can see here, correct? All certification, question answer, all so there are various stuff is involved. So let me go back to this question paper, Cloudera one. Yes. So today and how do you know like what is recently released? You just click on releases and updates. Here you can see today we have released 15 plus 21, 36 questions, more like 15 from the replication manager and workflow XM, and the other one is 21 question from the Cloudera manager, which we have released today, correct? So that is what you can see here always, correct? And if you okay, so now let me go to PPT again and let's continue the so this is what we have just keep adding new questions on this platform, which you can access it and go over this and prepare for this. Then now next point is how the certification looks like. So if these certifications are once you certify, these are available on Credly.com, and you can see like how it looks like. Let me open one of the URL here and then show you how it looks like, correct? Basically, so this is one certification issued to somebody, Yogesh Sharma, on this and on 25th August, and this is like so anybody can go and validate your certification. If you write in resume, then you can provide this link to this certification in your resume, and anybody can click it and validate it. You really got certified on this, correct? And this is the detail about your certification. That is what it's a basic detail basically, correct? This is other like open jobs in the market for this certified people is shown here, but Credly is not owned by HadoopExam. Basically it's more about certifications are available for multiple people. If you click here, there's another sample certification for Generalist certification, correct? So this is another certification. So here is the detail when this certification is going to expire, what skills this person has, Cloudera data platform, etc. So this is publicly accessible link. You can go over it and you can check it. Now let's move to next slide. Sample certification series question format. So what type of questions they are asking? They are asking here multiple choice question answers where one or more answers can be correct. This kind of questions they are asking here. Previously in their exam, most of the exam were hands-on exam, correct? Now they are coming up with the multiple choice question and answer. During the exam, do they provide any reference material? No. Previously they have been providing reference material for hands-on exam, but for this multiple choice exam they are not providing any reference material during exam. How to get preparation material? So HadoopExam, as I said, is providing Hadoop and big data certification preparation material since last 10 years. Many thousands of learners got certified as well as got trained from HadoopExam.com, and they believe in us, and we also try to provide quality material for their career, and to basically our intent is you really learn out of this. Not just clearing certification and not learning is not our idea. We want you to learn and you can implement those whatever you learn in your real world as well, because just having certification is nowhere going to help. Just you can get a job, but you can't perform, then you would be out of job as well. So you must have both skill certified as well as you should know in depth how things work. Total questions would be in real exam 60 and duration of the exam is 90 minutes. So that's all about HadoopExam preparation material for CDP-0011. I hope I am able to give you the in-depth understanding about CDP-0011 certification, and we are in process of adding more material, and you can get more material from the HadoopExam.com website on this basically, correct? We are keep adding, so keep visiting HadoopExam.com and you can always look into basically, so this is the main CDP-0011, and as of now 121 practice questions are available from HadoopExam. You can always check here like what has been is recently and what things are released here, correct? So please visit HadoopExam.com and you can learn various other certification preparation material also. You can get it from it. Thank you, and I hope it helps you to learn more. I'm stopping now.